They say a kingdom is measured by the size of its army, but Benin was measured by the value of its culture. Long before banks and billionaires, before oil and corporations, there stood a king whose wealth did not rise from mines or conquest, but from organization, craftsmanship, and vision. This is the story of Oba Ovonramwen Nogbaisi of Benin, the ruler who inherited a powerful economy and turned it into one of the most admired wealth systems in pre-colonial Africa. When Ovonramwen became Oba in 1888, he did not step into poverty. He stepped into a legacy of discipline built by generations of Benin kings. But he also understood a dangerous truth. Inherited wealth can disappear faster than wealth that is built. So he did not rule like a man guarding treasure. He ruled like a man growing an economy. At the heart of Benin's wealth was a system few kingdoms in the world had mastered: organized craftsmanship. Benin was not rich because it owned ivory. Benin was rich because it turned ivory into excellence. The Oba strengthened the royal guilds: bronze casters, ivory carvers, bead makers, wood sculptors, leather workers, and weavers. These were not ordinary artisans. They were trained specialists, protected by law, supported by the palace, and respected across the region. Each guild had structure. Each master trained apprentices. Each product carried the authority of the crown. Under Ovonramwen, this system did not weaken. It expanded. The king understood something many rulers missed. Raw materials make you busy, but finished products make you wealthy. So instead of selling tusks, he sold carved masterpieces. Instead of trading beads, he traded royal regalia. Instead of exporting metal, he exported bronze art that told the story of kings and victories. These works traveled beyond Benin's walls. They entered royal courts, shrines, and markets far from home. And everywhere they went, they carried the same message. Benin creates what others admire, and admiration always turns into demand. But Ovonramwen's wealth did not rest on art alone. He strengthened royal administration, the system of tribute, market regulation, and land control that kept the kingdom prosperous. Farmers paid tribute in produce. Traders paid in goods and taxes. Chiefs paid in loyalty and service. This wealth did not pile up uselessly in the palace. It was reinvested into guild training, into palace expansion, into city maintenance, into festivals that attracted traders from near and far. So Benin did not just have money, Benin had circulation, and when wealth circulates, it grows. Many kings grew rich. Few knew how to protect their riches. Ovonramwen protected Benin's wealth with three powerful principles: order, peace, and identity. He kept strong laws that discouraged internal conflict. He preserved traditions that united the people. He defended Benin's independence in trade so outsiders could not dictate prices or control markets. This resistance was not stubborn pride. It was economic wisdom. He knew that the moment Benin lost control of its trade, it would lose control of its future. For nearly a decade, he held firm. And during that time, Benin's wealth system continued to stand strong, built not on fear, but on structure. Then came the storm of history. Foreign powers pushed deeper into African territories. Trade turned political, diplomacy turned forceful, and in 1897, Benin faced a violent turning point that changed everything. The kingdom was attacked. The palace was overrun. Treasures were taken. Not because Benin was poor, but because Benin was too rich to ignore. The artworks that left Benin that year shocked the world. Today they sit in museums across Europe and America, valued in tens of millions of dollars. Each piece is proof of the economic strength Ovonramwen protected. But even in defeat, the Oba's true wealth could not be stolen, because his real riches were never only in bronze or ivory, they were in the system he preserved. A culture of excellence, discipline, and pride that still defines Benin today. Oba Ovonramwen lost a throne, but he never lost his dignity. He lost a palace, but he never lost his legacy. And that legacy still speaks. Wealth is not just what you gather. Wealth is what you build into your people. That is the story of the king who turned culture into capital and made Benin one of Africa's greatest economic civilizations. At the height of his reign, considering the value of Benin's royal treasury, the scale of its artisan industries, its land control, and the modern valuation of Benin artworks now worth tens of millions of dollars worldwide. Historians estimate that Oba Ovonramwen's economic power would be equivalent to about $400 million to $800 million in today's terms.